I'm Sarah Backhouse for Future 360. I am joined by David Miller, the former Mayor of Toronto. Key triumphs you had as Mayor of Toronto?
Well, I think from the environmental perspective, the first thing was we had a plan. And it was a very strong and powerful plan. It adopted the Kyoto targets and significant funding to achieve the plan, which is equally as important. And it passed council unanimously. And I think that showed that Torontonians really wanted their city government to take a leadership role on environmental issues and wanted to see actions, not just policies. And we spent a number of years implementing those actions around issues like public transport, waste, energy conservation in buildings, the energy grid, green energy. And all of those initiatives are paying huge dividends. They lower costs. They lower our environmental impact, and they create jobs, particularly for people in low-income neighborhoods.
I'm curious to talk about empowerment of communities. You mentioned it, I think, in an example when it came to urban farming and how you get citizens to be champions of your mission. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we had a program called Live Green Toronto, which was about empowering citizens on environmental issues, particularly environmental issues that would help economic and social sustainability. And one of the reasons we did it is when we were out consulting with people would come up to me all the time and say, Mr. Mayor, I love what the city's doing about public transit or waste management, whatever, but what can I do? And people really wanted to be engaged, and they were very interested in it. So we created a program that had some modest grants, a few $1,000s for neighborhoods or for individuals to do things like create urban farms, to create small-scale solar projects, a whole range of possibilities. And we hired people to actually go out in neighborhoods and work with people. And that was because people wanted to act, but didn't know how. So we brought them the knowledge and then a little bit of funding to help make it possible. And it was a very, very successful program. And I think it's the kind of model that can be instrumental in transforming a city, because once you get the people engaged and knowing that their actions can make a real difference, they won't stop.
Sustainability requires long-term thinking, yet political cycles are short. How do those two things work together, or do they?
I've actually thought about this a lot because a couple of high-profile initiatives were rolled back by my successor. One was a bike lane. It was only a couple of kilometers long, but there was some controversy about it. And people said to me, but it's being undone. Well, the first thing is that almost everything that I was able to achieve on behalf of the people of Toronto while I was mayor is still going ahead. The second thing is it's really up to the people. People have to remember, people are poll after poll shows that people really care about the environment. But sometimes during elections, it's issue number 3, and they vote on issue number 1 and 2. Which might be, jobs at a particular time, might be something else, might be whatever. And I think people really have to pay attention, and when there's an initiative that they support, they've got to speak up. And in the same way that in Toronto, through Live Green Toronto, we engage the community needs to stay engaged. And municipal politics gives you that opportunity. That's what true sustainability is. It's always been the definition of sustainability. Cities are making good strides on the fight against carbon, and it's essential. We have to go much faster. And I think if we can get the message to people in the same way that Al Gore did. Al Gore got the message out that we had a real problem. We now need to get the message out that we have a real solution. And that's what I'm devoting my time to. And I think it's exciting. There's solutions coming from so many cities. We scale those up internationally. We all of a sudden can start really addressing climate change, really addressing issues of income inequality, and making sure our economy is sustainable. That's a worthy cause, and I'm hoping to make a difference there.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your wonderful work in the environment, and we look forward to seeing what's next.
Thanks so much.